to the Talon Outdoor Show. I'm Charlie.
I'm JD.
I'm Fred.
And I'm Grant.
And Captain Paul is on hiatus somewhere.
Probably on the water.
What does hiatus mean?
He ain't here.
Oh, okay.
It's Hawaiian for I took a break.
Okay.
Okay. You just made that up.
Yep.
You ain't wearing your Hawaiian and Flaherty shirt, though.
No, I did. I'm wearing my master shirt.
And you wearing a hat?
Wearing a hat. Got called all kind of names on the internet.
Most
of which I can't repeat on the air.
So we had a video go viral on TikTok, and then my Lord, it went viral on Instagram by our standards. I mean, it was.
We did the calculations just before we started recording here. Between the two platforms, it's over 1 million.
Yeah, and there's tens of thousands. Well, there's hundreds. There's tens of thousands of shares and likes and all. 44,000 likes on Instagram. But here's the thing: there's about 600-800 or more comments, and very few of which were very kind to Fred.
No, they weren't very kind. I can say that.
They were.
That's the reason I'm wearing a hat today.
Old man sitting around worried about what other people are wearing. It was the segment on the show where Fred came in and said something about if you're a grown man and you're in public wearing pajamas, you should be prosecuted as a domestic terrorist because you're terrorizing me wearing your Lilo and Stitch pajamas, right?
Which you shouldn't be doing. I mean, I still maintain that you.
But you were wearing a Lilo and Stitch shirt.
No, I was wearing a Peter Millar golf shirt from the Players that had some flowers on it, and everybody's calling me a Tom Selleck wannabe without a chin and all.
Turkey neck. You need to give up.
He's turning red over there.
I mean. Now I'm looking at the profile of
somebody said
I've been self-conscious for. I mean, walking around in court and.
Well, this has been a test of how thick your skin really is because you've been the brunt of jokes your whole life because we talk to you like that constantly.
Yeah.
And the fact that you've weathered this without becoming there were people. Somebody was talking about.
I mean, I didn't get PTSD or anything.
Somebody. What was it? Somebody said they need to make. We need to make podcast equipment more expensive. And I responded. I said, at this point in our life,
you don't want to get in that contest.
I said, at our age, we can afford whatever we want. So that's not going to.
And then you get called a boomer.
Yeah, we get called
boomers.
Oh, boomer, you can afford.
One of them is like, "Oh, look, bald head's got a podcast." I'm like. Really?
And the thing is they can't see how short he is.
I know it. Thank God we're not doing standing up.
They don't know he's 4'11".
It would have been Dorf on podcast. Yeah. Jeez.
Oh, we got to.
Well, they obviously don't follow us on the regular because we make Dorf on golf jokes about you all the time.
No, these are people that have never. Ever seen us before?
What's really funny is
their first.
When the three of us stand up and Fred's in the middle.
Well, you got to move the camera. You got to put the camera on horizontal or vertical to be able to get the picture.
See?
Well, somebody called us morbidly obese.
Yeah.
Well, the camera adds 50 pounds, right? That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
And they say black is trimming. So
I was not wearing black in those
at that time,
but I was wearing blue.
He was wearing camouflage. I got on him about that.
Wearing camo indoors, yeah. I wear camo indoors.
Have you seen this show?
You seen my hat?
It's an outdoor show.
Did you look at the name of the show?
Yeah, I mean.
Well, the thing is it's the people who are watching this stuff on Instagram especially are younger generations. And, TikTok, I don't watch. I don't look until we started this TikTok channel just to do this. I didn't look at TikTok, and I saw TikTok videos when they hit the streaming platforms because that's where Justin Nunley publishes his stuff at, and I watch his stuff. Although he's gone commercial with the Harley dealership now, and it's all about selling motorcycles. He's funny though, so it actually makes me want to drive over there and go look at a Harley.
As long as you don't go to his house, we're good.
Don't go to his house.
Let me just steal a quote.
Go move his trash can.
From Senator Kennedy.
In the middle of his driveway. That's what you need to do. Go move Justin Nunley's trash can in the middle of his driveway and make it look like the trash. Did you see those?
Yeah. Let me just steal a quote from Senator Kennedy about these Gen Z.
Can you use his accent?
He was talking about AOC and said, She's the reason that there are instructions on a shampoo bottle. and
well, this generation, the people who
those are the people who are commenting on my.
The people who are going to see this on
Tide Pod survivors.
That's y'all. That's y'all.
Yeah, that's y'all.
Tide Pod survivors is.
Yeah, that's it.
Hey, these are my people now. This is my demographic.
I mean, when that Tide Pod thing came out, I remember that well.
I was in college for that. That's been out for. Gosh.
Well, the kids got up for Saturday morning breakfast, and I went down to and arranged Tide Pods on everybody's chair and put a piece of garnish on it. And served them that. One of them almost ate it.
What would? Never mind.
You thinning the herd. Survival of that's Darwinism right there.
Practicing Darwinism in the household.
What is it? My grandfather is filled with lead. My father's filled with asbestos, and I'm filled with microplastics from the Tide Pods.
Yeah, there you go. Speaking of Darwinism, have you seen this story about the dire wolf?
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm thinking,
That didn't work out well in Jurassic Park. I'm just saying, there's a movie about all that.
What if you did like a dire deer?
Oh, it's called an Irish elk. Look it up.
Oh, we're going to bring that back? An
Irish elk. That's my vote for next on the list of things to bring back from extinction.
Bring it back so we can shoot it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I want to hunt one of them. I do. I want to hunt one
I bet you if you put it out there to enough people who wanted to kill one, they would fund.
Crowdsource it.
Yeah.
So you're talking about like essentially a hybrid between a modern moose, and a modern elk, but bigger than the moose.
Wouldn't that be called a giant milk?
Yeah, whatever.
Why is he Irish? His name's like Jerry O'Callahan?
That's just what they're called. I don't know. Okay. I mean, they're called, if you look them up on the internet, it's called an Irish elk. There is a full skeleton of one of those things at Johnny Morris's place up in the Ozarks. If you ever go to his conservation Bass Pro Shop.
Oh, okay.
He's got a big. There's
in somebody's garage or something.
Nah,
yeah, old Johnny Morris, dude, he got one in his garage.
Jeez. He has a big conservation area in the Ozarks up near Branson, Missouri, and we went up there a few years ago. And you fish, you can horseback ride, you can do whatever. But he's got a museum in there with a lot of Indian, Native American artifacts and prehistoric creatures that roamed and their skeletons. But there's an Irish elk skeleton in there, complete with the most massive set of antlers you've ever seen. And this thing at the shoulder is taller than me. So he's over 6 foot. I'm 6'3". It's bigger than me at the shoulder. So you're talking about an animal.
You want to be walking around the woods.
Yeah. I want to kill one with a spear. I'll make my own arrow. I'll learn how to nap flint and make my own addle, and go after it.
Have you met the people who bow hunt for elk?
Yeah, I know a couple.
Those people are scary. Oh, yeah, I bow hunt with elk. I do it primitively. I use a recurve bow. I'm like, you're stupid.
You make that thing mad, you got problems.
I was feeding my cows yesterday.
They're big.
And Hammer the bull, the big old Angus bull, walks up there. 3-year-old bull walks up there and walks up, and he's got to where he wants to come get in the cart with me to get the range. We went from he didn't want to be anywhere near me
to get the range pellets.
So now he's up there, brings all the cows with him, and I don't want to say I'm scared or nothing, but when you get 2,000 pounds up there wanting to eat out of your hand, and you don't have it out of the bag yet. I'm expecting to get. I told my wife, I said, "Don't get out the car. He's liable to flip me over this thing," and I'm not light, but yeah.
I'm wondering if that's a dire turkey that you got a hold of.
That turkey's going to be dying if it keeps getting after me like that.
But yeah, dire wolves are only like 25%. The dire wolf was only like maybe. They were saying, from what I've read, they guesstimate between 150 and 200 pounds, which is only like 25% bigger than a gray wolf that we have today.
They didn't clone one. They just took regular gray wolf DNA and flipped some switches.
Yeah.
And then said that's a dire wolf. So it's dire wolf-ish. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to run into one. I can tell you that.
I can't imagine. I mean, if they can do that though, they can
make a cyclops and a giant and everything else.
It's got to be a real creature to start with, Fred. So just say it.
Well, I mean,
Cyclops.
You create something new.
Well, there's Cyclops.
You mix some of Fred's DNA in when you end up with some Cyclops midgets. Cyclops idiots.
Be right back.
Hey, I found a tractor. I'm thinking I'm gonna go to Dothan and buy
It's just what you need. is
another tractor.
How many tractors you got?
But here's the thing: is I'm Robert just walked in, our IT specialist.
Oh, there he is. Let's see, how you doing?
Yeah, come on, Robert. You can have a seat. So, the reason I like this particular tractor is because it's all analog.
Okay.
There ain't no
I get it.
computers in a
I'm
1978 John Deere 4230.
It's your EMP tractor.
So anyway, a fella had one up there that had all the. I'm shopping for an attachment for. I put new tires on my 4440 this week. That was $2,400, and just for the back tires. And I'm taking it up, and I'm going through getting the air conditioning fixed and all. And I'm trying to find so anybody up in the Dothan there, if you know where I can find a set of a bucket to go on an old 4440. That has functioning hydraulics and all. I'd love to find one, but it costs so much to buy a new one that I can actually buy a used tractor with all that and attachments on it for just a few $1,000s less than I can buy. And it's analog, so if there's an EMP pulse or I just don't know how to fix it, I know how to work on those. I mean, I put a new fuel pump on
call
one the other day.
the place up there in Pavo where there's about 20 acres of used parts up there.
Yeah, I hadn't reached out up there. I've been there before. Dad
I drove
used to go
past
up
it the
there.
other day, and every time I drive past that, I want to stop really bad, but I keep going.
Well, if you want some nostalgia, you come drive some of our wore out stuff.
No, it ain't a matter of nostalgia. It's just cool.
Yeah.
They had a couple of I saw an old 8N. I think it's pretty sure it was 8N Ford, which is the first tractor I ever drove was an 8N Ford, old gas powered, not diesel 8N. Wouldn't hardly pull the hat off your head. They were not strong, but they run forever.
Yeah, I mean, I think I learned to drive on either 235 or 275 Massey Ferguson.
I had a Massey Ferguson
That's what we had.
35.
Massey Ferguson. My grandmother had
Well, we got a Massey Ferguson, but it is not Granddaddy's tractor.
It's a space shuttle compared to.
It's got computer stuff on it.
Yeah.
Well, this one didn't.
Well, it's got like electronic stuff on it. I wouldn't say it's not like I was talking to somebody the other day and said, yeah, well, getting these new tractors and this, and you can't farm without, the $1 million tractors, $500,000 tractors now. And I said, well, I farm. Because you don't farm. And I said, yeah, you got a point. I homestead. I have a few things around there. And I'd rather run old, but, without GPS technology and computers telling you what your flow rate is and your coverage rate and telling you little lights to tell you where the center of the next row is so you don't waste, all that stuff's fantastic for efficiency. But, lightning strike your tractor and it don't run no more.
Yeah.
And, I remember being in the field wondering if lightning was going to strike me.
I think it did strike me.
More than once.
Well, no, it typically hits the tallest thing around, and you ain't never been the tallest thing around, Fred.
Well, I was on a tractor.
They say go stand next to a fire hydrant. You'll be safe. It's okay.
At least from the lightning, probably not the dog.
You're talking about your bull messing with you. We had, I remember the first really registered Black Angus bull we got. He was just the sweetest old cow. I mean, he was not ornery. He didn't, he was old. He was just cool. He didn't get excited about stuff. He wasn't pushy. Well, we had him for a few years, and they wanted a new bloodline, so we got another new registered Black Angus bull that was young and spry. And the closest I ever come to probably dying twice in the same day was with that bull, because my granddaddy and I were quail hunting around. We had mowed down a cornfield and picked a cornfield and mowed it down and turned the cows out in there, and we were quail hunting the fence row. So the dogs were out there, and AJ2 was his name, started charging us. I mean, wide open as fast as that bull could run, running at us and the dogs, and he's coming right down the road right towards me and my granddaddy. And I'm sitting there just standing my ground because I didn't have anywhere to go. The fence was too far away, and you couldn't. Anyway, this bull's in full charge, and I finally just picked my shotgun up and I shot right over top of his head with my shotgun at about 20 yards. I just lifted it up. Plans were the second one was going in his face because we were fixing to die, and I shot that thing and he slammed on the brakes and stopped and kind of huffed. And turned around and just kind of walked off. And my granddaddy said, boy, what was you going to do if he didn't stop on that first one? I said, the second one I was going to shoot him. He goes, reckon what your daddy done, done to you? He said, I think your daddy had probably been harder on you than the bull was going to be.
Well, Papa, what's more important, me or to Daddy? He probably said, well, I wouldn't have shot him.
But anyway, it was.
What you should have done when he started charging to take away his credit card and he'd have stopped.
I had the other day. I went outside the other day. I had my little pigs out there, and little
pig.
Yeah, and Rusty was in the house. The bulldog was in the house, and the bird dog was just barking at him and stuff. And little old girl was running around out there, JoJo, and Rusty. I went inside to get something, left the door standing open. He had expressed no interest in going outside until he saw the pig. He runs out there and promptly bites the pig by the ear and goes to try and take the pig down. And it's like instinctive with
doing what bulldogs do.
And the pig starts squealing. I'm inside, and all of a sudden I hear this ungodly squeal, and I run outside, and he's got her by the ear. And I took my hat off and I swatted him, and he responds to that every single time. And he did the first 3 times I did it, and then he said, okay, that didn't hurt. I want this pig. And then I had to kick him 2 or 3 times to get him off of it. And then that commenced to not working. And by that time, after I was doing all that, I had got the little Halo app opened up on my phone because he had on the shot collar.
Kicking, swatting, and working the phone at the same time.
And he's used to beep, and he pays attention. And buzz, vibrate, he pays attention. But shock gets his attention. And I went right straight to level 3, and I hit him, and he jumped up in the air and spun around and looked at me like I'd hurt his feelings. And it's like his eyes he went from his eyes rolled back to realize this is, and ran right back over and bit that pig on the ear again. And I had to pop him 2 or 3 more times. Finally, I had to just grab him by the collar and drag him in the house and throw him back inside. And poor old JoJo, she's no bloody ear. I had to put some antiseptic on it and get her down there to the pen. And she followed me to the pen.
Put that blue stuff on it.
I haven't been able to find it, but I'm getting some because I got to cut those little boar hogs, and I ain't doing it till I can find some purple stuff spray on there because I don't trust nothing else. If it ain't purple, I don't believe it works. But poor little old girl, she's been all sold up ever since.
But use that purple on me.
I've had it used on me.
If you get cut,
I don't know what they call. I don't remember. It's a antiseptic spray that was a bluish purple color, a very bright violet color, and it would stain your skin for a long time. But it would also cure everything.
It was better than mercurochrome methylate. That stuff right there was.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if it burnt quite as I don't remember that, but I know.
I don't remember either. But you get a barbed wire cut or get tore up, and you out there messing with all that stuff in the dirt and whatever else, and Granddaddy hold you down and, hey, come here, let me spray that stuff on you, turn your hand blue.
Hey, that new cleaner we got will take off pig crap stink too.
Did that
really
stuff come in?
Yeah, I had some on my finger the other day.
Because I got to clean my
we
fryer.
can't have 3 conversations at one time. We're getting to that.
All right.
So, yeah, I got pig crap on my hand the other day, and I could smell it. And that's the first time in a long time I've had that smell on me. You know it don't wash off real easy. I took some of that pink stuff and sprayed it on there, some of that Talon Gun Juice, and it degreaser and took it right off. So, yes, Fred, we have in stock in the store, we now have the best gun cleaner we've found, degreaser.
It's pretty amazing. We were I took a muzzle device off of a RPK. We have a machine gun it's a 7.62x39 machine gun, and a lot of the 7.62x39 ammo is corrosive or has corrosive primers in it or whatever. And we took the muzzle device off of it because it was rusty and nasty. Dropped it in the ultrasonic cleaner with that stuff, and it took the rust, the brown stuff off, the carbon off, the whole 9 yards, and it came really, really clean in the ultrasonic. I wish we'd taken before and after pictures, but yeah.
Can you have to have an ultrasonic, or can you clean?
No, it's in a spray bottle, man. It's for like you're talking about your fish fryer.
Yeah, I was cleaning fish fryer. Got some rusty stuff on.
Spray it down, rinse it off. Maybe hit it with a scrub brush a little bit.
It's anti-rust too.
It has a rust inhibitor in it. Yeah, okay. I sprayed some on a. There it is, right there's your bottle, right there, Fred.
All right.
Talon Gun Juice.
That's the stuff. It's pink too.
Yeah.
Just in time for Easter. Got the green on it for the Masters. I mean,
the whole 9 yards. But yeah, it's an industrial degreaser that's it is non-toxic. It is You could spray it in your mouth and it won't kill you. It probably won't be a whole lot of
Try
fun.
it, Fred.
Get you a sip of that. Get you a swig of that. Tell us
See,
what you
that's
think.
not a really
Willie.
good test because the crap he puts in his mouth, he'd be desensitized to anything like that right there. It says don't ingest it.
Don't eat it. Yeah.
Don't
I
get it
don't
in your eyes. I wouldn't get it in your eyes, but
But wait, if you buy it out,
yeah, man, I'm telling you, that stuff right there is that is it.
But a little bit goes a long way. Just finally missed it on your.
I cleaned
on
my
your
John
fish
Deere
fryer?
tractor with it yesterday.
How'd it do?
is it?
Did good.
That's what it's made for.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. That's what that stuff was made for heavy degreasing and combines and tractors and stuff. But it's very much gun safe. You will have to re-oil if you're putting it on a gun. You need to re-oil your gun.
I was going to say, does it act as a cleaner and a lubricant?
No.
It is not a CLP.
It is not a CLP. It is a cleaner. It is a degreaser, decarbonizer, all that good stuff.
And it's for 1860. So how did y'all come? Is that like a?
Because that's
if
$20
it-
bill even.
$18.60 with taxes, $20 bill. So,
Yeah, I asked him the same thing. I'm like, well,
That's a pretty good idea.
nobody pays
This ain't
cash,
all good
so-
looks, Fred. I do put thought into things.
Well, you put some thought into that. That's a reasonable price.
It is a reasonable price. It goes a long way too, and it's like I
You
said,
can
good
dilute
stuff.
that like 10 times, put it in sonic cleaners. So you can get 10 times that if you use a sonic cleaner.
I dilute it 10 times, put it in my wife's martini.
We probably, what we ought to do is
It'll clean her out.
we ought to offer a refill price for people to bring the
Bring the
tub
bottle back?
in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll refill it for less than retail full boat.
You can
Because I know that's not a real expensive spray bottle, so they won't get 3 or 4 refills out of it.
There you go.
I can't wait to use this.
Well, there you go.
Well, you got to go get something dirty to figure it out.
Oh, I got a dirty fryer.
I don't mean you mind
Not
neither.
spray it on your noggin.
I will be right back. And we're back. So, what?
Y'all get finished with the shooting positions at the. Y'all mess with that anymore?
We got the 100-yard. We got a couple of we did build two of the rifle benches, and Jerry went and got the lumber to finish them up. But I mean, it's open. We just gotta. We're always gonna finish some stuff out. We're always improving a few things here and there. But yeah, the 100-yard range is definitely open. So.
Hey, I wanted to mention,
crowded.
and I don't have the gentleman's information or the kid's name. So the FSU trap and skeet team, they shoot here, and they have a member of their team he is a sponsored, essentially professional level clay shooter, and for our sporting clays course down here, he is now helping us set the course and set the targets and such at the course down here, and I've gotten about 3 different compliments, 3 different people this week that have shot the course that he helped set, and everybody's loving it. So, folks up there in Dothan, it ain't but a 2-hour drive to shoot a nice sporting clays course here. And if you have a membership at the Dothan range, you have a membership here in Tallahassee. So, it might not be worth the drive. I mean,
Yeah.
might be worth the drive.
Have you
Excuse me.
commissioned him for next Friday's shooting event?
No. I'll
That's
set
a-
those targets.
Thank you for reminding us, though, because if you do want to shoot in the Mariana FFA Sporting Clays tournament in Mariana at my farm, then we will be in this coming week setting up 10 stations of Sporting Clays. There's a morning session and an afternoon session. You can reach out to either of the ranges for registration information, or you can go to the Mariana FFA's Facebook page, and there's some registration information there. And
I did want to mention too for the audience up there, because I know we got a big group of competition shooters in the Dothan area. May 10th and 11th here in Midway is the Sig Sauer Sig Shoot Sig match. If you shoot a Sig pistol, you got chances of winning gun certificates and other prizes. If you want to shoot the Sig match with somebody else's gun, you can. You just don't win anything if you're not shooting a SIG, but we've got SIGs to rent if you don't have one. Kind of like the Glock match. This was the SIG version of that, and had our inaugural event last year about this time, but SIG will be back this year for their first shoot SIG in Midway, Florida. There's a I'm not sure of the fees. There's a registration fee, obviously, and all that good stuff, but you can go to SIG's website, shoot SIG and sigsauer.com, and register for down here.
apparently they have a bunch of training they do around in different areas and different events they have and different, because I keep seeing their shoot sig training schedule and all, and it's there was something over in Holt and there was something somewhere else, and ours is actually a match, so it's. But there are other things they're doing too.
I think last year was the inaugural. We had about 100 participants last year. So, but we didn't do a great job of putting it out there last year because it was kind of a last minute, hey, we want to do this thing. But got some notice this year. So it'll be going on May 10th, 11th.
Okay. Well, that's adequate notice.
Yeah. We'll mention it again between now and then. So
if you remember, because I'm not going to remember.
I will do my best.
But they're promoting it. I see it on Facebook. So that's a good thing. But, yeah, come on out to the Talon Range at Dothan if you're in the area. It's been nice, and the weather's been nice on the non-rainy days. And covered bays. We've got lights. Hey, did you see where they're going after daylight savings time?
I heard that this morning.
Trump saying we need more hours in the afternoon, and there's a bipartisan effort to do away with daylight and give us more daylight in the afternoons, which would be putting us on daylight savings time permanently, so that when you get off at 5:30 in the afternoon, you roll in at 5:30, it's not dark.
Man, I have been enjoying it this so far. We've been doing things in the afternoon after everybody gets off work and going for walks and going fishing and still got daylight to do things, working in the yard. So you
finally got the garden all planted.
Yeah. Man, I planted some tomatoes in my yard. I've got a bunch of little cherries. They're little cherry tomatoes, little salad tomatoes. Yeah. Those things, with all the rain we've had, those things my tomato plants have just taken off like crazy. Yeah, I've got clusters of tomatoes on both of mine. I'm looking forward to them things turning red.
Or you can always fry them green.
They're too tiny. They're little.
You could have tomato nugs.
Be right back.
And we're back. So Fred saves his jokes for the
I didn't
breaks.
think that one would be very funny. Y'all didn't laugh either.
Well, I have to make an effort to laugh at your jokes. So it's
okay.
Poor Fred. So I'm gonna be up at Southwind this weekend. I'll leave it just as soon as we get done recording the show. I'm going up to Southwind.
You got the invite.
No, well, that was last weekend that I went up there with Mr. Cook's place and had quail.
How was it?
It was delicious. It was fantastic. Bread pudding, they call it bread pudding. We call it biscuit pudding at our house, but the biscuit pudding and baked beans and coleslaw and fried quail, it was delicious. It's fantastic.
Next year I'm gonna ditch my family, go with you over to his house. I get an invite.
All right. But no, this weekend is it's a charity event, Impact Tallahassee. It's a school for children with Down syndrome here in Tallahassee, and it's they're doing an event. I got invited to go up there. It's they do a five stand competition, a long range rifle competition, and a pistol competition.
I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, I did it last year. So I'm looking forward to it. Get to spend the
weekend.
weekend.
In a couple of them last year, didn't you?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Y'all keep inviting him back.
Well,
depending on who it's somebody inviting you to be on their team.
Yes,
that's why you get invited.
So, yeah, I'm going. The Prime Meridian Banks. My son works there, and he invited me, and we get to spend the weekend with him. And he does all right too.
They're not supposed to bring ringers.
I think he came in. Well, he came in third in the five stand.
Yeah.
Yeah. He still can't beat me, but he came in third.
And you came in
first.
Yeah, there you go.
It's one of those things, man. It's just there's a lot of pressure because if you go up there and you stink the place up, they're gonna go, "What's that guy? He don't know anything about shooting. He don't know anything about guns. What's he?" So but if you go up there and do good, and everybody goes, he's the ringer. I mean, I can't tell you the last time I shot at our range. I don't remember when it was. It was a long time ago because I just don't get to do
I only shoot when I'm teaching.
Yeah, that's
I've got 3 rifles in my office I need to sight in, and they've been sitting there for I don't know how long because I don't have the time to go do it.
Yeah.
Until somebody says, "Hey, I need those back," and then I'll run out there and do it in like 30 minutes, and I may shoot in my backyard because that's the only time I have time.
I occasionally shoot a squirrel with a BB gun in the yard to keep them away from the cars. That's about the extent of my sport shooting.
Oh, we were somewhere yesterday. We won't say where, but we saw some beautiful fox squirrels.
Yeah, man, those things are so pretty.
There's one that was almost solid black and a silver one. And, man, I didn't know we had them at our farm until my wife told me. She goes, "Oh, we have fox squirrels." I said, "Well, no, we don't." And like the next day, we're riding around the perimeter of the fence, checking the new fence, and there's a dadgum fox squirrel. And I'm like, "Holy cow."
If you've got big pine trees or big enough stand of pine trees, you're gonna have you'll have fox squirrels most of the time. They're protected in Florida. They're not protected in Georgia.
They're territorial.
Yeah, they stay in the same right around the same
Did
place.
You have to fight one or something?
Mm-hmm.
You made that sound like, they're territorial. You don't want to go walking in there.
There's one up at Southwind's got my number.
They got to make it say they're
Did he
making
get after
gang
you?
signs at each other.
He's gotten after me a couple of times. And
Well,
I go walking through his area.
he probably doesn't see you as a threat, Fred. I'm just
he's
saying.
He's like, I'm as big
I
as
can
that
whoop that one. That's what that squirrel thing. I can whoop him.
Yeah.
He got that bald-headed turkey neck little with the Lilo and Stitch shirt on.
Jeez. I'm just not going to live that down. I mean, now my kids are like, Dad, are you seeing what these people are calling you? I'm like, shut up.
I'll tell you, like my 13-year-old son said, if you have that many people see something, you're going to have haters. Just ignore. Because here's the thing: with over 1 million views and only 500 or 600 comments, and half of them bad, that's not a high percentage.
Well,
these are basement dwellers, or people that just
stirring
stirring up crap to try to make the world mad at them. And they're sitting there talking about how you don't need to be attacking their method of dress when they look like idiots.
Yeah, but the thing about it, my wife, she does not do social media. She's just not she don't like that. She can't stand it. She thinks it's the devil's creation. She's probably right.
She's reading the comments on these.
Now she started reading. She's gotten accounts just so she can read these comments.
So we start seeing a bunch of check marks with her name. Yep, I agree.
And I'm sitting there watching TV. She's scrolling through her phone last night, and I hear this.
Why does she sound like Shaggy from Scooby Doo?
I can't really imitate. I mean, that's just
Scooby Doo.
I mean,
you didn't know I could do that, did you?
That was good.
I mean, that's not how she laughs. That's just.
That's your
It is
impression.
now.
I don't know how.
In my mind, it is.
It will be from now on.
God help us if she listens to this. I mean, I'm going to get it again this weekend.
Just out of curiosity, did you tell her to slow down on Cary Forest Parkway?
I did.
Yeah.
But, I got her a slower car just for that purpose. She's still speeding like.
So Tallahassee has installed some speed cameras in some school zones in some areas that are the number of, so they have to do these surveys with these cameras when they put them out before they start even enforcing anything, and they give warnings and da. But anyway, they did a survey first, and there was over 1,000 violations a day on Cary Forest Parkway at that. It's a 4-lane divided stretch of road. The speed limit is 35 regular, and then the school zone speed is 15.
Yeah.
I thought it was 20.
No, at that school zone, it's 15.
Right.
And I don't know the why, but it is. And
Well, what's their buffer on that, though?
I'm not sure as far as the tickets go and all that stuff.
Nobody
not sure.
goes 15.
No.
I do.
They go 16 or 17, but nobody goes 15. It's like
I go 15 through the 20-mile-an-hour school zones, but that's just me. But
well, if you get on the interstate and you put up something that said, okay, let's see how many speeding violations there are. Anything over 70 miles an hour in a 70-mile-an-hour speed limit.
I want to say, Charlie, that it was 10 or over. 10 miles an hour or over the speed limit. I want to say was over 1,000 violations.
We used to set up the speed signs in the school zones all the time. We'd get the DOT grants and we'd get the speed signs in there, and they would set it up, and it would tell you how fast you're going. It would also record all of the how many cars, how fast they're going. We could go back and graph it, and we could see how many violations there were, and then we could go do directed patrols in there and put motorcycles or whatever and run radar, or had deputies do EP. And we'd set up and we'd write tickets to try to slow them down, and we could see what the before and after impact was. With the cameras, it's just going to issue the citation.
Yeah, I want to say it's a citation at 10 over. But
yeah. Well, they have them in Thomasville,
Yep.
because I've had company trucks. I get notices where so-and-so was going through a school zone.
But the speed camera works all day. So it's not just turned on during the school zone. It's if you're doing 45 miles an hour in a 35, it's probably going to mail you a $100 speeding ticket because it's going to run all day. You're still speeding, Fred. So just saying, if you're doing
Fred's
45
trying
and
to
a
figure out a
35,
way to make money defending these things.
There's-
I was wondering, what if you put a piece of duct tape over that thing? Would it?
I don't know. I don't even know what the camera looks like.
You just sit
Can't
by
tell you.
there with a paintball gun and just pop, pop, and then it doesn't work all day long.
That
Don't do that, people.
And if you do,
In
call
theory.
850-222-4005. 24 hours. Operators are standing by.
They challenged the red light cameras in Florida and made, and those were, I think, found to be unconstitutional, if I'm not mistaken, or there's a whole bunch of caveat to them.
I think it was in the middle of litigation when Tallahassee pulled them out.
They all went away, even the one
Yeah.
here in Midway that used to get all my employees turning into the Commerce Park here.
And I thought that was it for the AI-generated tickets, but
No, that's the way
They
it's
have to
gonna
be.
go.
I know that they have to be reviewed by an officer on every
Yeah.
before a citation is issued. Somebody's got to witness it. An officer's got to witness it. But it's like you said.
I think TPD's guy for that was Robert Hamby, which explains why he probably went over to the sheriff's department.
I don't know. It just I don't know what they're gonna how that's gonna end up. But it's somebody I'm certain will litigate the whole validity of using a camera to and not identifying the driver.
And if your household income is over $100,000 and you'd like to do that,
Oh, Fred's making an offer, folks. If you want to challenge this stuff, he's willing to pick up the ball and run with it.
Well, I don't have
for a reasonable fee, of course.
I don't have a personal issue with the school zone part of it. You need to slow down for the school zones, but the rest of the time, it's just moneymaker.
Yeah, whatever you
sounds
can
that
do
way.
to slow people down in school zone, because those are our children, and you need to slow down. I don't care what your reason is. Slow down. We'll be right back. And we're back. What in the
What you
world?
got turned on over there?
I don't know. Some video popped up on my phone while I was reading the news.
We got Paul on the phone. He is fishing on beautiful Lake Seminole in this windy weather. You catching any fish today?
Yes, sir. We've been catching some actually. Caught a goofy a while ago. We fishing out about 10 foot of water, but just to let everybody know the shell's back still. Everybody's running around there this wind today. We bass fishing though, JD.
Do what now? Say that again.
We're bass fishing.
Okay. Well, have you caught any big bass today?
Yeah, the biggest one we caught today is probably 4.5, 5 pounds.
All right.
But it was a good fight. It went around 3 or 4 stumps, tried to get bundled up over here in Spring Creek, and we finally was able to get it in.
All right. What are y'all fishing with? Y'all fishing slow Cincos today?
Yeah, we're fishing plastic worms and just fishing where it drops off from shallow to the deeper water in the creek. That's where we seem like we've got most of our bites today.
I know
I
that.
think we've had 10 or so far.
Awesome. I know the kids in the high school tournament last weekend, I think they got beat up pretty bad with the high wind and not catching a lot of fish, and so I think they had a rough weekend from what I was told. So glad to see it calm down a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, well, it's been picking up all day. This morning, the fish were pretty aggressive, but boy, I tell you what, this afternoon that wind it switched from the southwest or southeast all the way around to the west. Now it's going to the northwest, and it's picking up like every hour.
All right, man. Well, we're gonna let you go back to what you're doing, Paul, and thank you for taking the call, and y'all catch them up.
Yes, sir.
Tell folks how they can get a hold of you.
Hey, they can get a hold of me at 850-264-7534 or follow me on Facebook at Captain Paul Tar Fishing, and let everybody know the shell cracker are bedding still.
All
Gonna be getting a call pretty soon, JD. Be ready.
right, buddy. We appreciate it. Y'all have a good one. Be safe.
Bye-bye.
Y'all, the shell cracker is still bedding. Now,
shell
he
cracker.
asked us to let everybody know, so we just
Hey.
let everybody know. I'll tell you what.
I'm ready for the phone call because I'm ready to go get on the bed and shell cracker myself.
So y'all think the pollen is finally done, that oak
No,
pollen?
no, we got another month of that.
All that
mess.
squiggly stuff, the brown snow that's coming down?
Yeah, the oak mass, the oak.
I call them squigglies.
Yeah, I know what you call them, but it's the oak tree flowers
Yeah, oak
basically.
tree stuff. And it just clogs up everything. Gets all in the pool. Seems like it's been worse this year.
It's been pretty healthy this year for sure. I've been keeping it off the cars and the boat and everything else has been a chore.
Makes me regret having dark colored vehicles this time of year. It just it's a mess.
I mean, I got to take like 2 Zyrtec a day just to be able to breathe. I mean,
I don't think you're supposed to take 2 of them a day. I think you're supposed to take one of them a day.
It's one. Those are 24-hour pills, Fred.
Well, maybe that explains why I'm.
And you're a little fella.
Well,
it's probably why he's so wired up.
I take one a day, and it works on me, and I outweigh you quite a bit.
Yeah, I got a high tolerance.
I bet you got a high tolerance for several foreign substances that go into your body, primarily the fermented kind.
Yeah.
So Fred, being the avid golfer he is, brought in his iPad right now. So you're watching the Masters live.
Yeah, I am.
Who's winning?
Right now, it's a guy named Dustin Johnson. Not Dustin.
No.
Yeah, it's the guy from England, Justin
Rose.
Yeah, sorry. I was thinking the other guy.
I was going to say, whoa, something changed.
No. Dustin Johnson. He was the guy that. No, that's Justin Thomas, the JT.
He's an American too.
Yeah, no, JT was the one who came back and had that great round at the Players.
That was Rory, wasn't it?
No, Rory won it.
Right. It'd be so much easier if they just had teams.
Yeah.
Who's winning? The Bills.
Merca.
The Dolphins.
Merca. They do that. It's called the Ryder's Cup, Charlie.
Yeah.
Well, no, they do it in the Live too.
Okay, do they?
They have teams. And so Dustin Johnson plays for the Live.
Right.
Justin Thomas plays for the PGA.
Right. Yeah.
Justin Rose is the guy winning the Masters.
Right now.
Masters is just
The guy winning the Masters right now. He's from England.
Mm-hmm.
So my brother's up there at the Masters this year, and he sends me a picture yesterday afternoon. They were at Hooters, and he sends me a picture from Hooters in Augusta, Georgia.
him and John Daly.
Yeah.
No kidding.
I get him on Facebook.
Now, this is
That's
JD's just case for the church folks.
Well, and here's the thing is I know your brother. And I know of John Daly, and it did not surprise me one single
exactly
bit that
what
they were
I
hanging
said.
out.
That they ended up finding each other at a Hooters.
Yeah.
Because very.
I told my brother, I said, you have found the only human being in Augusta, Georgia that can drink with you.
I can attest to
And he
that.
probably agreed with you. Yeah.
He laughed. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
He goes,
for
I
the-
just bought him a fireball shot. We'll see about that.
Now, that's JD's biological brother. He wasn't raised by the same.
This is my biological half brother. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So just
Didn't grow up together. We've known each other for about 5 years.
And I said that for the benefit of the church women listening to the show out there. So JD actually, when he goes on these trips with his half brother, he's the one with the sense. Me and his brother hit it off really well.
Yeah.
I try. I
Yeah.
try really hard to be a good influence on everybody. It's just I fail miserably where most of y'all are concerned.
See, Fred, in our greater wisdom and understanding of the world, JD and I tend to surround ourselves with just a certain number of people like you,
Yeah.
and we take you places, and that makes us look better. So, talking about who's who's walking out here
wait
with
a minute.
3 armloads of liquor from the liquor store? That's Fred. That ain't for us. That's for him. That's all him.
Make Fred carry the liquor so we can.
And we get in the checkout line in South Dakota on a hunting trip, and we go, and we wait till the girl looks at us funny. We go, Fred, are you buying all that? I don't. Golly, this man drinks way too much.
Well, I mean, 2 bottles of Lit Elf over the course of 3 days is not terrible.
Stoli Elite, right? Is that what that is?
Stoli Elite.
Yeah, see, I don't drink that. I drink the brown water that's on the checkout line next to it.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna probably do the vodka soda with a lemon for the night of the Masters. Maybe put a sprig of mint in there so you have the yellow and the green going.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Have you ever been to Augusta?
No, I haven't. It's on my bucket list.
I got to go a few years ago, and that was
I remember.
That was an experience in and of itself just to see the golf course there.
That's
Even
what
if
I've heard.
even if the tournament's not going on, and you can have the privilege of walking around out there and seeing that course, it's
you one of them
truly
little
unbelievable.
Aerosol boat horns that you get on the boat and take it to the golf
Yeah, they'll
course
love
with
me
you.
there for that. I mean, yeah, they won't even let you bring your phone.
You
in
cannot bring your phone onto the grounds. You have to leave. They will check you for a cell phone. You have to leave it in the car.
there. My wife would have a heart
Get you one of
attack.
those little pocket-sized fart machines. You walk around and come on.
I remember when Cliff Davis put one of those up under Judge Modissette's chair in the courtroom.
Can you tell that on story on the radio? You don't get anybody
Yeah,
in
they're
trouble,
both
are you?
dead. I mean,
Oh, okay.
What they gonna do?
yeah. But yeah, I mean, he got up on the bench, and Cliff had that little remote control. And
Yeah.
Modisette sits down and calls court to order, and he ended up adjourning court. Said that thing better come out.
It better be gone.
Be gone when he got back. He's looking at me and Chuck Hobbs, and we're like, I don't know anything about this.
I'm sure
Pointed at Chuck.
you were the prime suspect though.
I was.
You were. I'm
Well,
sure.
he knew Chuck wouldn't do something like that. You, on the other hand, he wasn't looking at you and Chuck. He was looking
I
at
was pointing
you,
at Chuck.
and you were next to Chuck.
You didn't want to be next to Chuck. Yeah, you get in trouble real quick, especially in Judge Modissette's court.
Judges
I don't know where you're going
judges
with that,
don't
but-
tend to have a sense of humor sitting on the bench most of the time. I've
Most
seen a
of the
few
time.
occasionally with a sense of humor, mild, very moderate, very very mild sense of humor.
Yeah.
But I remember one time I was a defense attorney was asking me a line of questions, and I looked over at the judge because he was the line of questioning was about to take things to where I was fixing to have to say that I had arrested the guy before, and when I read him his rights and his trespass warning, where were you when this happened? And it was at the Leon County Jail, and I looked at the judge and I said, I can't answer that. And the judge kind of looks at me, and I'm kind of going, I can't answer that. And defense attorney, Your Honor, you make him answer that. And he goes, Officer Johnson, go ahead and answer that question. And I said, well, if you want to know specifically where I was at the booking room in the Leon County Jail. I want a mistrial. And the judge goes, nope. You ask, he answered. He tried to warn you.
It's that.
Like it would have been a big surprise to the jury that man had been arrested before.
Nah, that's where you never ask the question
That you don't know the
answer to.
Exactly.
I mean, I had a client sitting on the stand one time, prosecutor getting up there wanting to know why his speech was slurred. And my client said, because I was wearing my gold grill. That guy blew a 1-8, and I still won that case.
Wow.
And just because that prosecutor asked that question.
Ask that question, yeah.
And because it was like three of the jurors, this one in Quincy, three of them sitting over there had their own gold grills. And
You're supposed to, and for the breathalyzer, you're supposed to make them take.
well, his speech was slurred. And
Okay. Yeah. Well,
yeah, I think this was a permanent fixture.
oh, okay.
Kind of like mine.
I got you. All right.
Yeah. So,
Well, we'll see y'all next week.
yep. Gold grill and all.